Mike Johnson, Republican Speaker of the House for maybe the rest of this year, but definitely not any longer than that, is apparently the butt of running jokes among his own Republican colleagues. And get this, even Donald Trump is in on the joke. And the joke is, Mike Johnson is a pathetic failure who doesn't know how to do anything and has to have Donald Trump do all of his dirty work. That's actually the joke. Let me read you this. The GOP House Speaker relies so heavily on President Donald Trump to whip votes and manage his fractious caucus that Trump is, for all practical purposes, running the House himself, the joke goes. But most members passing that quip along believe it is actually true. Trump is in on it too, the outlet reported. In at least one meeting with Johnson and a small group of lawmakers, the president turned to the speaker and delivered the line himself, saying, quote, "I have two jobs, being president and being speaker." So what's happening is that Mike Johnson is so bad at his job, so unable to get Republicans on board when it's time to go and vote, that he repeatedly, over the last year and a half, has had to call Donald Trump and say, "I can't do this. I need you to do it." And so Trump has. Trump's the one who picks up the phone and calls these holdouts, brings them into the Oval Office at times when he needs to. And he does the work that the Speaker of the House is supposed to be doing. That is how much of a pathetic failure Mike Johnson is, not just as a speaker, but as a man, as a human being. You're just a piece of trash. Now, can you imagine for a second if during the Obama years we got reports that Nancy Pelosi had to repeatedly call Obama and say, "Oh, Mr. Obama, come save me because I can't get all my Democrats in line." Do you know what conservative media would have done with that? It would have been the end of Nancy Pelosi's career. It would have been all over. You probably even would have had, liberal media outlets saying she's pathetic and can't be the speaker because she's so bad at all of this. But with Mike Johnson, it's just a big old joke, right? I mean, we believe it. The guy sucks ass, but, come on. It's just a little ribbing here of this pathetic little shiny man from Louisiana. But if it were a Democrat in any capacity at all, this would have been front page news all over the United States that the speaker can't get it done and is calling the big bad president to have to do their job for them. In fact, one Republican said, "In my adult lifetime, I have not seen an executive branch with as much input and influence over the chamber than this one has." Another Republican lawmaker said, "It is a total shirking of responsibilities to the White House." So Mike Johnson's own caucus doesn't like that this is happening. They want a leader. But let's be real here. Mike Johnson didn't get this job because he's a leader. The whole reason Mike Johnson is the Speaker of the House, taking over from Kevin McCarthy, was because McCarthy was kind of a hardliner. You fall in line with me or you can go kick rocks. So they didn't like that with McCarthy, and McCarthy still wasn't able to get the job done, by the way. So they kick McCarthy out, and then he quits in response. And they're like, we need somebody we can steamroll. We need somebody that has no thoughts in their brain other than the thought we put in there. That's what the Republican caucus wanted. That's what the Freedom Caucus wanted. We have to put in a total puppet. And so they picked Mike Johnson because he has no spine, he has no balls, he has no brain. How he's standing upright is beyond me because he has no thing keeping him upright. But now they're in a bit of a pickle because Johnson is so pathetic and so stupid that now they can't get anything done, right? You got what you wanted, but you didn't realize that you were going to be stuck with it for so long. I honestly think the Freedom Caucus assumed, like, yeah, we'll have the House, for the rest of this cycle, but then after that, Democrats will take over. So it's fine if we put the idiot in charge. It's fine if we have the puppet at the top, because we don't have to deal with him for that long, and then we can finally get a real speaker after that. But oh no, careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And now you guys are suffering the consequences of it. It's basically like making the wish on the monkey's paw, where you get it, but it all goes horribly wrong for you in the end. I can't imagine going through life as Mike Johnson. He's just such an abject failure of a human. I don't know how he looks himself in the mirror every day. And he does, because he's always, very well groomed. So he's looking at himself in the mirror, fixing his hair, right? Making sure his glasses are straight, clean shaven all the time, thinking, damn, time to go out there and be a total pussy today. That's what I imagine is happening when Mike Johnson is getting ready in the morning. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.